Congresswoman Maxine Waters went on The View and gave us her best breakdown of the Trump resistance. Let's watch.
What I want to ask you is, you've been calling for Donald Trump's impeachment
Yes.
for since the get-go,
Yes.
because you saw how it was going.
Absolutely.
And so did we here, I have to say. And I'm wondering, now with the grand jury and all of this, do you think you're getting closer, or what do you think?
Absolutely. I did start very early. As a matter of fact, I watched him during the campaign, and I've never seen anything like it before in my life.
Right.
Not only did he mock and mimic a disabled journalist, not only did he talk about grabbing women by their private parts, but he stalked Hillary in her face, called her crooked, called his colleagues' names, Little Rubio, on and on and on.
Insulted John McCain's service.
Absolutely, insulted John McCain. I'd never seen an individual, particularly an adult, mature man or woman, talk to anybody like that, and especially if you're running for the President of the United States of America.
Yeah.
So I knew that he should not be president, and was shocked when he became president. And so not
I became
only
an alcoholic that night. I was drinking. Well, you think you were shocked?
Well, not only did I believe that he should not be president because he had no good values, etc., I took a look at the people around him, his allies. And remember, I dubbed them the Kremlin clan because they were all connected to Russia or to the Ukraine, or they were involved in some way with oil and connected with oil in Russia. So why are all these people with the same interest in one administration, allies around this president?
I would love to ask you that, Congresswoman Auntie Maxine. Is there a smoking gun for you? What do you think is the connection between the Trump administration and Russia and Putin?
Well, here's what I believe. I believe that Putin really wants to get the sanctions lifted so that he can drill into the Arctic. I think there are trillions of dollars involved with this, and I think this president made him believe he could do it. And so they certainly didn't want Hillary, because Hillary was, of course, on to Putin, did not like his tactics and the way that he, basically ruled his country. And so it was important for them to get Trump elected to office, and it was important for them to get the commitment from him. Now, if you take a look at what has happened with the sanctions bill that we have passed, Putin is upset. Yeah. He thought that this president could actually get that done.
Why would he think that?
Because he told him that. He told him that.
But why would he even tell him that unless Putin had something on him?
Well, I don't know, but don't forget, this man will say anything, anytime. He's a liar, and he will say whatever he needs to say.
I know.
You said that Vice President Pence is already planning his inauguration. Is that a joke, or do you really?
It was a joke.
Okay.
What I wanted to do was needle them a little bit.
Okay.
Do you think Pence will be better than Trump if he were impeached?
No, and when we finish with Trump, we have to go and get Putin.
That's right.
He's next.
Putin or Pence?
Pence.
You mean Pence? Wait, what?
Okay, so look, Maxine Waters as a person, she seems lovely. She seems great. And I'm not just saying that either. She seems like a genuinely warm, person who I'd love to be around. But in terms of, her strategy here in being a resistance leader, it's basically as bad as you can possibly get. Now, I just want to be clear. I'm not saying this in defense of Trump. I'm saying this because I'm massively anti-Trump, and I want the Democrats to succeed, and I want them to do well, and I want them to beat him the next time around. But look at their entire conversation there. So, she goes through a list of why she's so anti-Trump. What's on that list? Oh, he mocked people. He spoke about grabbing women. He stalked Hillary, she said. He called Marco Rubio Little Marco, and he called Hillary crooked. Okay, so to the point of him calling Hillary crooked? Yeah, because she is. Again, that's not a defense of Trump. Trump himself is massively crooked and incredibly corrupt and an idiot and a reality star buffoon, yada, yada. But yeah, calling Hillary crooked is not something I have any problem with because it's true. It's accurate. Okay, the Little Marco thing. I don't give a shit. I don't get the fake politeness. And we must have polite politicians who are kind to each other as they take away everybody's health care. No, like this cult of you must be polite in society. Like, no, this is a guy who's just saying out loud what a lot of people in the country have wanted to say for a long time. So yeah, he's mocking Marco Rubio. Who hasn't wanted to mock Marco Rubio? I do. I do it all the time. So I don't give a shit about the little Marco thing. He didn't stalk Hillary. He walked like close to her in a debate or something. Whoop-de-frickin-do. Yeah, the grab women by the pussy thing. That was a problem. Because remember, the problem wasn't him saying grab women by the pussy. The problem was him saying, I don't even wait. Meaning, you're not waiting for what? Presumably, consent. Yeah, I'm not waiting for consent. I'm just grabbing them and then they let me do whatever I want because I'm a star. Well, how do you know they let you do whatever you want if you don't even wait? Your own words, not mine. I don't even wait. So that's a real problem, and that's a real issue. And by the way, women have come out afterwards and said, no, I wasn't okay with it, but he grabbed me by the pussy. So that's a problem. But most of the things she mentioned there were like, politeness issues. Like, can you believe how rude he is? Yeah, Maxine, people can believe it, and that's why a lot of people voted for him. Because there really is a backlash in the country against what people view as an overly politically correct culture where they can't say what they want to say, they can't keep it real, and then Trump comes along and he does what they view as keeping it real. Now, most of the time, Trump actually isn't keeping it real, to be clear, but they think he is because, hey, man, he's letting it all hang out. He's speaking from the cuff. I speak from the cuff. So they were able to relate to that. They were able to connect to that. So what Maxine Waters is doing is taking one of the things that was actually Trump's strength and saying, well, isn't that horrible? Well, no, people actually, that resonated with people. They were tired of the fucking Jeb Bushes and I'm so polite in society and I will wage wars and kill a lot of people as I am very polite and talk in a very mild-mannered way. I don't know, man. People are not, the manners thing is gone. With the younger generation, the manners thing is people, I don't give a fuck about your manners. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So that's not like you're attacking him on something that's not going to resonate. You're being tone deaf by saying, oh my God, can you believe he mocked Marco Rubio? Who gives a fuck? And then what does she do? She goes right on to Russia. Now, when she's pushed on that and say, what exactly is going on with Russia? She goes, well, Putin, he wants sanctions relief and Trump's going to give it to him. But hold on now. You didn't mention Trump didn't give it to him. Not only did they not give him the sanctions relief, they didn't allow the ExxonMobil oil deal. And then now, just recently, Trump signed new sanctions that you passed, that the Democrats and Republicans agreed on in a bipartisan way to sanction Russia, and Trump signed them. So he didn't relieve sanctions, he added new ones. And your argument is, Trump's obviously a Kremlin puppet, he's relieving sanctions. But he didn't. So that's not true. And again, you're talking Russia, while the country's like, okay, I can't pay my fucking bills. I can't pay my bills. The cost of healthcare is too goddamn high. I don't have enough money to send my kid to school. I can barely keep the fucking lights on. Wouldn't it be nice if there were people in Washington fighting for me? And you're running around Russia. So disconnected. And then, boom, she hits us with it. The grand Democratic resistance plan. Well, first we're going to impeach Pence, and then we're going to impeach Trump, and then we're going to go after Pence. And then what, Maxine? And then you got Paul Ryan. Are you going to impeach him too? We're just going to impeach everybody? I don't know. We'll just keep going. I know what you're against. Everybody knows what you're against. What, Maxine, are you for? What are you for? That's the question. And polls have showed recently, people are on to the Democrats. They go, yeah, they're anti-Trump, but that's it. They don't stand for anything. They're just anti-Trump. You're not going to win like that. You have to be anti-Trump, but also for something. That wacky idea. If you were for Medicare for all, which 61% of the American people are in favor of, you would win. If you were for free college, which 58% of the American people are in favor of, you would win. If you were for a living wage, which 80% of the American people are for, you would win. If you were for ending the wars, which only 17% of the American people still want to be in Afghanistan, and that was as of 2013, it's probably even fewer people now, you would win. So if you would fight on any of the policy issues, you would win. And the American people would know what you're for. Instead, they don't know what you're for, and the Democrats keep losing. Because all you have is Russia, 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 and I'm against Trump, and oh my God, isn't he a meanie? So look, again, as a person, Maxine Waters seems perfectly lovely. But in terms of her strategy, the Democrats keep losing when they act like this. Because look, man, let's be honest. Everybody in that studio, they're fine. They're fucking fine financially. So they get to sit around in their comfy studio and sip their fucking chai, coffee or whatever, chai tea, whatever the fuck. And they get to talk about, oh, Russia, isn't this such a scandal with the president? Oh, yes. Remember when he was really impolite and he said mean things about Hillary and he stalked Marco Rubio? Oh, yes, I do. Oh, that was so very impolite. Oh, yes. Meanwhile, Americans are hurting. And you need to tap into that anger and let people know we have solutions and here are our concrete solutions. Every minute you spend saying Trump is bad, Trump is bad, Trump is bad, Russia, 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 is a minute you're not focusing on the solutions, so you're not tapping into that anger, and you're gonna keep losing. JusticeDemocrats.com/platform. Learn what we're about. JusticeDemocrats.com/fight. Donate. Our candidates take no corporate money, no PAC money, so we need you because we're principled and we're gonna fight for real solutions.